Mike, there are those who are saying OSU Georgia is the biggest non-conference game in OSU history. Do you agree with that analysis?
I think it's a big game. I don't think there's any question that non-conference home opener would probably be the biggest. There's been some big ones. Oklahoma State has traveled out to Arizona State, traveled out to Washington. But home opener, non-conference, pretty big one.
How big is it in the whole scheme of things for you as a coaching staff, as a football team? Is it a benchmark kind of a game for you?
Oh, I think they all are. We don't like to talk about that now, but I think every game's important with the way the system's in place. But there'll be a lot of attention on this game. Obviously, when you play a team as tradition-rich as Georgia, a lot of people will be watching, so it's a very important game.
How do you think the experience of playing there 2 years ago will help this year's team?
I think what it tells us is they'll have players that don't necessarily get a lot of attention, like Noshawn Moreno when we played him, that are going to show up. So I think in your preparation you have to realize that there's going to be good players there. They may not have a lot of experience, but they could have been sitting behind a guy that could really play.
The fact that you've gone up against Georgia already, you played a team on the road in the SEC, will make your team a little bit more relaxed than maybe this game that just kind of came out.
Yeah, it could be. I think playing in the Big 12 last year in those big games, in the national attention where everybody was watching, I would like to think that would carry over to this year in these big games.
How's your receiving corps developing now?
Good. We've got a number of guys. I think we got more depth and skill than we've had there in a number of years. Just don't have much experience. I mean, he's really the only one that's caught a number of passes. You have DeMarcus Conner, who plays a great role for us and has caught some, but not enough to talk about. So there's some ability there. They just don't have a lot of experience.
Coach, from a travel standpoint, your first 4 games are home, so you're really not hurried to begin the season.
Well, we're happy about that. Obviously, we're playing quality people, but it's nice to be at home. I think all coaches enjoy playing at home, not only for the crowd, but there's a comfort level when you're at home.
Mike, you've always talked about balanced offense, and obviously the statistics of the last 2 years bear that out. Can you be as balanced as you had in the last 2 years? Not so much experience on the wide receiver side from Dez and Kenneth Hunters and Tostons of the world. A reality as well?
I hope so. We think it's important to be balanced. We feel like it's very important to run the football. We've got a number of guys that can make a play. Somebody needs to step up opposite of Dez to really offset what we do throwing the football. But we're comfortable with where we're at in the offensive line, and obviously we got quarterbacks and running backs that can make plays. So how much we get to run it and throw it, that depends on what they use to defend us, how they defend us. But over a period of 12 games, I'd like to think we could be somewhat balanced.
How much has Billy Young been, when you look back at it now? You hired him over the spring, or before the spring, obviously, and he had one spring, and he's talking enthusiastically. It seems like he has his defense enthusiastic. From your standpoint, how has he helped this football team as a whole?
I know personally he's helped me a lot, just his experience and the maturity he brings to the staff room. Secondly, he's worked really well with our defensive coaches that are currently on the staff. And thirdly, the players have rallied around him. They really like him. They feel his confidence. He believes in the system, asks guys to play hard and be in the right gap. And I think he's great for us. I hope that he'll stay with us until he decides to get out of coaching. That's one of the reasons we brought him in. We felt like he'd stay with us for a number of years.
I'm assuming that you were, like most coaches, don't put all much stock in preseason rankings and things like that. But how do you feel about your team relative to the our team's?
Well, I think our football team can beat anybody at any time. I think it's important that we prepare, stay disciplined and focused. On Saturdays, if we take care of the football and play good special teams, we have a chance to win. There's good teams in our league. We all know that. But I think that we've gotten to a level now that if our guys go out and play hard, we have a chance to win every Saturday. That's all we've ever asked of them, is to go out and play as hard as they can, give themselves a chance to win every Saturday.
Do you feel like you have some guys on defense that are ready to really make a name for themselves, like Russell did on offense a year ago? Who would those guys be?
I think that Donald Booker, and I'm going to talk about guys that, you know about Pat Levine and Parrish Cox and all those guys, but Derek Burton, Chris Donaldson at the nose guard position, he needs to step up and make plays. Victor Johnson at the safety spot. I like Terrence Anderson. He's been in the program a number of years. He's going to step up and play more at corner. Those guys will make plays. They'll show that they have got experience, and they'll be able to step up and make some plays for us.
Is safety a really important position for you?
Yes. We're more talented than we've been there. We just don't have a lot of experience, kind of like the wideout spot. But we got some guys that will run and tackle at safety, which is exciting. We just need to keep it simple for them so they don't get confused.
That schedule is, the season was pretty good offenses, right?
No question.
Houston, I mean, that's going to really either be baptism by fire or be difficult.
Yeah, you have Georgia. You've got Rice and Houston, who scored a number of points. I think Houston led the nation in scoring. So there's not really any warm-up games. But the schedule's in place, and our guys need to find a way to be successful now, not worry about who it is. Just go out and play hard and understand the system.
Is there a player that comes to your mind in the conference that you would like to coach? It's not on your roster.
There's a number of them, yeah. There's a lot of talk about the quarterback spot. Dez and Zach and Kendall and Russell, and I wouldn't trade those guys for anybody. But we got some serious offensive skill in this league, and quarterbacks and defensive guys that can run and hit. So it's really hard for me to pick one out in particular, but there's a lot of good players in this league, no question about it.
Mike, have you heard more from maybe fans, maybe commenting on the Texas game this year because you guys have been so close? And it's kind of just building, the loss streak.
We get a number of comments on that throughout the spring and summer. We travel around to posse functions, alumni functions, and there's always a discussion about the Texas game. And hopefully at this time next year we're talking about how we overcame it.
I know you don't like to put your hands in the defense too much, but do you have expectations in your mind, kind of where you would like them to fit within the conference and within the country?
Statistically, it's really hard to say. I think we finished, last year, 84th, 85th, somewhere like that. You would like to think that if they could jump 20 spots, I don't really know where that – I'm just kind of throwing that number out there. But our defense will play better. They have good chemistry in that group. We have more speed, more athleticism. We stay healthy, they'll play better. It's so important for us to stay healthy on the defensive line.
Would you say putting pressure on the opposing team's quarterback is the number one thing?
No question. I think it's the most important aspect of defensive play everywhere in the country, in my opinion. If you can't get pressure on quarterbacks, they're so good now, they'll just pick you apart. It's almost like the NFL used to be. These guys now are so good at this level, they can throw it around. You got to get pressure on them.
Mike is a fellow Oklahoman. Oklahoma lost a pretty good football player over the weekend, Rick Ryan. And in these situations, obviously, there's no house divided. Can you comment on Rick?
Yeah, I saw that on the news, and it just breaks your heart. He's got a son playing at Tulsa, and you just hate that for anybody. I grew up watching him play. 47 years old is too young, and hopefully he's at a better place. And our condolences from the Oklahoma State family and our family to his family. And it just it breaks your heart when something like that happens. But hopefully his family will grieve and will overcome that. And his son's name is Steve or Mike. Mike. Michael will continue on and have a great season, but our certainly the Oklahoma State people are with his family.
Mike, with so many eyes on the program, just because the top 10 expectations, the 3 Heisman contenders, maybe top 3 in the top 10 in the NFL draft, West End zone, ESPN, you going over there, has this been more fun? Is there more anticipation on your end?
Need to get you on the marketing team. We're having a lot of fun, and I said this, and I really meant it when I had the opportunity to go up to the ESPN campus, that I'm just a guy that gets to do it for all the hard work the players have put in, and I really mean that. Flying down here on the plane today, listening to Andre and Zach and Russell talk about what they've gone through, and they can't believe that they've been here 4 and 5 years now. These guys have worked hard, and there's been a tremendous commitment from the administration from top to bottom. At one point it started with Mr. Pickens, and a number of Oklahoma State people have followed. There's a lot of hard work going into getting to this level. And I can only imagine being here for the first time that there's going to be a lot of hard work and staying here and getting better.
What do you expect the stadium to be like this year? It's going to be
From a fan's perspective, I only hear great things. I mean, when I'm out in the community, I hear the people talk about, the sea of orange and how loud it is and how special it is. But when you're coaching, you kind of hear it, but you're so focused on what's going on in the game. But I think the Oklahoma State people are very excited about the upcoming season. I can't imagine it won't be a great environment for our team to play in.
How's your office?
Nice. They've done a great job with it. It's overwhelming of how nice our facility is. And for us to be able to have resort-like conditions and wood floors and stacked rock, and it's just tremendous. It's been awesome for us in recruiting. Boy, I tell you, just the young men that visit and have not ever seen it, just knocks them off their feet.
Is it hard to work in there? You think Dick Evans could work out?
Dick Evans would prefer a concrete floor, a 17-year-old couch with no springs, water dripping, and the steam pipe to have a leak in it. But we won a lot of games there doing that. But no, it's a pretty special place. Got to roll? Okay.